Hey everyone, Optimus Wilbur here, and this video is not suitable for children under the age of 13. This is aimed at young collectors and adult collectors. Let's start the video. Welcome everyone back to another Optimus Wilbur reviews, and if you want to make Baby Grimlock happy, why not hit the subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment, share it amongst your Transformer friends. Guys, this is a 300 sub special, I cannot thank yous enough. Funny to believe that when I started I didn't think I'd get back to 300 considering where my other channel got to. And bringing in like different styles of like how you've seen me progress with the reviewing standards and like till now, and what else to share a special occasion that I'm probably opening my favourite Transformer of all time. That is of course Powermaster Optimus Prime. Story behind this one is I rebought this when I was 18 and this is the exact same one. You're going to see my decal presentation was not the greatest back then, but the main story behind it was I originally had the Powermaster Optimus Prime. That was my first one. Had no idea it was God Ginrai or Ginrai or anything like that from Master God Force from Japan when I was young. So, when I seen the commemorative series coming back out, I picked up Jazz and I picked this guy up. And the presentation is just beautiful. And I miss the presentation in boxes like this. I mean, let's take a look at it. So you can clearly see there's the bot and God Bomber or Apex Armor. And if I open them up, you can just see the head and Ginrai there as well, with beautiful artwork of Powermaster Prime combined together. That is how you display something, and I miss things like that, I really do. So the back of the box, it's just got incredible artwork as well. On the back, I just love this. I do miss the bots being like this, is having the amazing artwork. Shows you a little bit on the side of what they are like. So Powermaster Optimus Prime Apex Armor is Defense Commander, Optimus Prime Leader, Apex Bomber, Autobot Armored Warrior, and attached figure to unlock conversion features. I had to look at that one there. But this one is an updated version, of course, of that Powermaster Prime, with better functions, with considering certain parts on the likes of the hands and the main robot mode. They hide better compared to the old one and stuff like that. So let's get them out the box. Due to the size of this thing, it is incredible. I mean, just look at that. It's taking up most of the review space, but yeah, you can pull Powermaster Prime. It'll drag Apex Armor or God Bomber right behind them. And this was the part I really wanted the most. This was the part I grew up on. That was my Generation 1 Optimus Prime. I didn't have a proper Generation 1, not until later anyways. But this is the one I had. And when I got into the Takara series, I fell more in love with this version of Optimus Prime. Even more, to the point where it still stands as my favourite version. Him and Overlord just were cracking characters to pair up against. Prime and Megatron are always going to be the greatest, but sometimes you do like just like a little side path where something's different works. A lot of people like Starsaber, a lot of people like Optimus Primal, but I've got to go with Ginrai or Powermaster Optimus Prime. Truck mode, still as good as ever. I think looking back at considering the new toys that are coming out, and when you get something like this in your hand, like metal parts, the plastic is great, it's a solid figure. And I've got to admit, my decal job's actually not that bad. Considering I'd done that with fingers, I didn't use tweezers. But yeah, you can start to see everything take shape. So let's unhook the trailer, which has got a lot of modes to it, and that gun will come in handy as well. The cab is traditional Optimus Prime as far as you can see. The difference is, of course, he's got everything hidden there, and this is where a lot of people were confused, because it was like, well, there's Prime at the front, so why has he got extra windows and that at the back? It was still strange to me, but the more I got older and I started watching the Gold Force, I started to understand why. Transforming him is ultra simple, and he is rock solid. Like, the metal just on the front here alone is heavy. Now, the story is basically you've got to put this little guy in, and the detail on this guy is a lot better than when I originally had him. And for what I remember as well, I mean, one of the things I did like about the Legends kit, the upgrades for that, is you actually get this little guy back instead of being a headmaster. And I will bring in that old Legends God Rai I done years ago with Toy Hacks and its own review. But you meant to convert him, just transform him like that. Put him in the front of Prime, or Ginrai, and let's start the transformation. So let's pull back those arms, pull down the legs, just make sure the decals are okay, flip out the crotch plate, put down the feet, so that's you got him standing. Move down the hands again, so you've got that, show off that Autobot insignia, flip up the head if he wants to, and there you go. I'm just going to lift the camera up a fraction for this. Now, the difference between this Optimus Prime compared to the one I had growing up, the eyes are now blue, whereas originally the version of this Prime, the eyes were red. They kept it in the big head mode, but they changed it in this. So that was always something strange to me, why Prime would look like this, and then obviously when you turn him around he still has this section. I can't remember if the panels were see-through on the original Generation 1 version. I genuinely can't remember. But thanks to my brother, he broke it, and that's how I had to wait. But it was one of my favourites. Absolutely incredible bot. Pulling back, you can fit one of those cannons. They just fit in ever so slightly. And there you go. You've got one of his blasters. And that's how Prime came across in that version. Of course, the Japanese version, it was a lot more characteristic to it. I think he was in the Marvel comics. I'd be lying if I was to be 100%. I didn't read them, so I don't want to say yes or no. But I think I have seen images of him being in it. Now, with the rest, where do these parts now come into? Well, let's separate this trailer and let's get into the base mode. Base mode was something I loved about this, and there it is. Before you get into his big robot mode, he had this base, this battle station that was shown in the UK adverts, where you can just remember all the blast effects going off, and you can also have Prime stand in it as if he's operating it. Of course, he's a bit big, but you get the idea where it was mostly for mini-bots. You can put the mini-bots in, and they would operate this similar to like Fortress Maximus or Metroplex. So that gives you a rough idea with that. But where the big fun came in was the conversion. So to get him into basically Big Optimus Prime or Ginrai, let's do that. What you want to do first is close this up, flip this part down, take away the guns, take away those parts. Now put those panels back in and fold these parts in as well. Lift up the arms. There you go. Flip it round, and all you're doing is closing the leg. Pull down the arms. And where these ones were a lot better is you can actually hide the hands, as well. So you've got this look to it. Bringing back in this version, put down the head, pull up the hands, close it off, flip that part up, come at the feet, and just make a square. And then what you want to do is just fit that head, and there you go. Come to the body, and just slide that in. And there you go, you have Powermaster Optimus Prime, and that's incredible. I just love the look of this bot. To finish it off, you put all the weapons back on him like so. And I just love that. That to me was my childhood memory of having my first Optimus Prime, having it looking like this, the chrome, everything just popping instantly, and I remember it dearly. And that's why this is something special to share with you guys. He has only been out the box 3 times, and this is including today. First time when I got him, second time put the decals on, and then today. He's hardly been ever out the box, and that's how he still looks as brand new. From when I bought him, the box is away from sunlight. I want to try and keep it as mint as possible, because this holds so much meaning to me. And if I was to look back at it, maybe this is where as well with the movie, the proper collection started. Even though buying 2 Armada figures kind of started the trend of buying them, this is kind of where I wanted to be serious and collecting them again, and having back a bot that I remember from 30 years ago is still incredible. So up next is God Bomber or Apex Armor. Now, apart from just being an armor kit, really it builds on to Prime or Ginrai, this turns into its own robot as well, so let's get him doing that. Now, beautiful chrome at the front. One thing, it just pops instantly. He's got his own cannon, so let's take that off. Take off the front, the hands, and the backpack. So you can see where the head is hiding. So you can just flip that up just now, and twist up, and just attach those arms to go in like so. Having it look like yes, all you're doing is coming to the back here, flipping down this part. So it's just basically hovering like that, and you just combine those 2 parts here, and that will form the back of its body. As soon as that's done, come at the legs. All you're doing is splitting that, and you're lifting these parts up. There's the foot, there's the other foot, just line them up. And it's just pegs, you're just basically just posting them in. So let's get them just lined up nicely. And there we go. So we'll give him his rocket launcher, cannon. You can just hold it. Because everything's just pegs, it does like to pop off. And considering this is like the first time in well over 10 years he's been out of the box, maybe more, it's still just a bit footy, so we'll do that. We'll just leave it on there. But there you go. There is God Bomber, Apex Armor. Lift this up, and it gives you a better look at him. And I think that looks incredible. To have a second bot in with this was brilliant. I didn't know you had that at the time. And there's the 2 of them together. And what is not to love about this set? Final bit, let's combine the 2 of them together. Having Prime like this, or Ginrai, or whatever we're going to call them today, all the parts must be separated like this. And make sure his hands are back up in here, and the actual bit for the trailer is sticking up. And all you're doing is clipping everything on. So let's do that. So there's the feet attached. What you want to do is come next to the arms. You can then just clip them on. They're just pegs there. And now extend them just ever so slightly. Next, take the weapon parts for down at the feet and all you're doing is they just go on the side. So we can have Prime having foot guns. I don't know why you'd have foot guns, but hey ho, he's got foot guns. So put them on. So they're down at the bottom. Next, the back bit being like this, take God Bomber, and you're just fitting them like so, and you can just close that bit down. That basically secures that bit. And to finish off, take the main silver junction, and that just clips on there, finishes it off. Put down the crotch plate for there, bring up those arms, because he's going to be holding guns. And we'll put one in there. Fix that a little bit. Put one in there. Take a rocket launcher, twist it on its side, and there you go, people. There is Powermaster Optimus Prime with God Bomber armor, or better for me, God Ginrai. So let's get this camera up even higher, and let's push him back. So looking at this bot, it is just my favourite. Just the level of detail is just brilliant in that front junction, and just going down all the way, and it is just incredible. And again, that's why I just fell in love with this bot. Growing up, it's just one of those things that just sticks solely in your mind, and I think it just looks incredible. But there's one comparison I think we should do before we end this video, and there's only one bot that can match him for the amount of love I've got. So, and here it is. Let's bring in Legends class God Ginrai. With Toy Hacks decals, of course, but look at that. Is that not just incredible? That to me is my childhood, and I've got my childhood and my adult version, and I love them dearly. I think as a collector, this was my pinnacle, having this guy back in my collection. Sure, it's good having the likes of Fortress Maximus or Metro or Triptychon or anything like that, but I think there's always that one special bot you remember as a child. It's usually our first Transformer, and that's what sticks. That's that guy for me. I just instantly fell in love with the look. I loved how it was just a big robot. It went from a truck, it just made a base, then it just made a bigger robot. And having the Legends class with the add-ons and everything else it done to make it look like that now is incredible. And thankfully, the more we got older, we finally got the Takara series on DVD, and we get to enjoy what was Super God Force. But that being said, guys, this is just a thank you video. I really always wanted to share Powermaster Optimus Prime God Ginrai for the channel. I wanted to wait to a big sub. I think 300 is big enough. 500 probably be the next one I do something special. And I'm happy I got to share it with you. So thank you so much for sticking with me through the 2 years doing this. And kicking ass with doing these bot reviews since day one, and changing how everything goes to getting it to look like the way I've got it now, which I absolutely love. So, I'll be back soon, Transformer fans. Keep safe as always, and take care. And thank you once again. Thank you for everyone who tuned in today's video. If you want to make Baby Grimlock happy, why not hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. All new videos are always coming right here in Optimus Wilbur Reviews. If you'd like to follow me in any of my social media links, all the descriptions are in the description box below. And of course, as always, I cannot stress this enough, I wish to thank Cybertronic Spree for allowing me to use their song Cybertronic Warrior as the theme of this channel. Guys, this is an incredible band, it does incredible covers, and recently just done an amazing album of the Transformers 1986 movie soundtrack. Please follow them and all their social media links. I have every description in the description box below. Please check them out, and as always, Transformer fans, till all are one.